Okay, I got so much. I don't even have to look at my paper when I'm talking to you. What do you think about catering versus corporate? Ideal world, should you break that down in 50-50? Should you push for more corporate, and why? Why are weddings important to a catering business?
Define corporate to me, just for the audience.
Corporate would be like doing Pepsi's company picnic and then a couple things throughout the year for them, like a monthly sales meeting or something like that, like a bigger entity, or corporate could be weekly drop-offs, for 25 or 35 people
too.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a regional geographic question, honestly.
Oh, okay.
So I think, and I can break this down into a lot of parts.
Let's talk about if you're a Chicago suburb caterer.
You're a Chicago suburban caterer. Good question. We'll target that. I think Chicago's a big convention corporate town.
Mm-hmm.
So in Chicago, you do see a lot. I'd probably say, and this becomes another question, is it number of events versus revenue? Let's, for this example, say revenue.
Okay.
I would say probably in my dream world in Chicago, I don't know, 60-40 corporate to wedding.
Okay. Fair enough.
Why are weddings great? Because they always exist, even during pandemics.
Yeah.
Weddings also are, they're not an easy sell. They're actually a hard sell. But your venues, who should be a part of your sales process, your venue relationships are just imperative to this conversation.
Right.
But venues, weddings can be booking out 12 months out. It used to be 18 months out. Let's say 12 in a good year now. Yeah. But they're becoming so short term. But then you at least can just kind of gauge where your numbers are falling with wedding business.
Right.
Corporate business, I was a big corporate salesperson, probably because I wasn't as patient for weddings. But corporate sales is great because it's more short term and it's repeat.
Yeah.
And
it's
if you're
easier,
you're
not dealing with a bride that this is her one time, her biggest specialist day. She's got a million, of her own ideas that are unique to her, where you could do, this is what I tell people, you could do a $25,000 corporate event one year and the next year be on 2 calls with the team from that corporation. They could say, we want the same thing as last year.
Exactly.
And done. And it's like 25 grand.
Other than wanting to always keep it fresh. But yeah, it's repeat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, and you have to still develop just as strong of a relationship with a corporate customer, if not more so. But you also have to recognize what I call is the selling time. A wedding, you might have a year worth of phone calls.
Right.
It's a lot of time. Now, again, weddings are pandemic proof. People will always get married and always have weddings. And why I say this is geographic, you might have a venue in a coastal town in the country that you're 99% wedding. That's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's you're just always in the mode of, that becomes more like when you have a venue that has catering, you become a real estate salesperson first, and then it's about catering after.
Right.
And that's the difference. But I will say this: if you have a good relationship with a high-end wedding planner, that's that's the best of both worlds. Right. Because having relationships with wedding planners means that you're going to be their go-to caterer.
They can bring you
in
to
a lot of ways,
not just one venue, but multiple venues.
And they're qualifying the client for you already. So,
very good point.
Okay, 50-50 is a dream. I think Chicago 60-40. I didn't even touch on conventions because convention business is huge. I mean, we have the DNC coming. That's going to be big.
How do you define convention catering? What would that look like? Because
anything
that we really do.
It's anything that a customer's coming into town for a big convention. Let's pretend the restaurant show, which most people know. That's 100,000 people coming to the city.
Right.
The restaurants get a lot of business, but there always is some offshoot events that come out of those kind of conventions. The Democratic National Convention is going to be here in August.
Mm-hmm.
Caterers are going to be slammed. They should be slammed with that kind of business because it's people that are coming to town for one-off reasons. Right. And they're repeat too a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very interesting.